All right. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Halayim Yahawah, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Arachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, to us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work of Yahawah, Bahashim Yahushai, to the shell of ours first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahawah, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come and deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. My name is Maka Allah Ben Gab Ben Yasharala, Church of Philadelphia, camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. As the title says, here in Philly, down here, well, this is the Philadelphia is, Philadelphia is the birthplace of Babylon, so to speak. All right, where your Constitution was written, all that cool shit. Shalom Magan, Yahbashim Messiah, Bashim of Kakodas, Brakata. You had your Constitution written down there. Gadites actually was there to partake in that. If you do your research and everything, the Gadites were there, where Ben Franklin's place down there, George Washington. But this is the home of really where the first White House, so to speak, was at. But they have a down there on 5th Street, like 5th and Market, they have it's a whole bunch. They got even a Jewish museum down there for Amalekites, and it's a statue down there that says to the Israelites of America, man. We did videos on that before, went around there and all that. But that area is like heavy, like with history. You got the Liberty Bell, all that cool shit. But there's a mural I think it was 9 slaves, right, that George Washington owned, right? So now he's the first president, so to speak, of America, Babylon. And they're trying to erase that. That's what Esau does, because he knows his time is short, man. So I want to play this video real quick, and I got some scriptures lined up, because Esau, you're not slick, man. You are not escaping judgment by a long shot. All right, but here, hold on, here it goes. Cue it up. Slack
Independent small piece of Philadelphia. Small piece of Philadelphia history was removed. Developing.
Hold on.
Developing right here and
this is right here, too.
Right here and right now tonight. An independent small piece of Philadelphia history was removed this afternoon by the federal government. Crews dismantled plaques telling the stories of the 9 enslaved people who lived in the president's house and were owned by President George Washington. Last year, President Trump ordered National Park staff to flag any displays that might be seen as disparaging to America's past. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker says the city is conducting a legal review of this tonight. An attorney who advocated for those plaques in 2010 called the removal, quote, outrageous and blatantly racist.
Did you see that? That's crazy, man. I'm going to play that again, but look, check this out. Let's get some information. Let's go to Chat GPT and get a little information on those 9. These Israelites, those 9 Israelite men that was named Edom. They're right now. They know their time is up, man. They're about to come with that great wrath. They just like they want some type of how you say it, they want a blessing, they want an extension, so to speak. Just like when you go back to the birthrights. And I believe it's Genesis the 27th chapter, with the blessings of Jacob and Esau. And Esau, he wanted a blessing because Jacob, he supplanted him, man, and got him out of that blessing. But he wants the same thing again. But you ran through yours, man. Check it out. Give me information on the 9 slaves that George Washington owned. I asked Chat GPT that. Let's see what happens. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Look, I asked Chat GPT. It says, here we go. It says 9 enslaved peoples owned by George Washington. All right. And I show you right here. See this right here. It was 9, right? Enslaved by George Washington, which is the first so-called president of Babylon. Now, the one guy's name was One. Judge, enslaved person made to Martha Washington. See that? Made to Martha Washington. Escaped from the president's house in Philadelphia in 1796. All right. It says live free in New Hampshire despite Washington's attempts to recapture her. God damn. Yo, Esau, you got some shit. And now see, and this is crazy because you got Nero, the emperor of Babylon now, Rome reincarnated, the emperor of Rome again. Now he wants to try to take down this history to make them seem like they was always did a great thing. All right, they're trying to erase history the same way they did, so they're showing their colors, man. All right, but it says one of the most famous enslaved people to successfully resist Washington. So she got away. All right, now you got this guy, Hercules. He's number 2. Hercules, enslaved master chef at Mount Vernon and later in Philadelphia. Highly skilled and well known for his cooking. See, he was cooking. He was a cook. All right. That's what I'm telling you. Like the people that they have and obviously had to be great with it. That's why he the King Washington, so to speak, he wanted to keep him under his wing, man. All right, so he could eat from him. All right. It says he escaped in 1797. Now, mind you, that so-called Babylon, America, they received their so-called independence in 1776. All right, that's where you get the 76ers from and all that cool shit. But anyway, it said he escaped in 1797, never recaptured. So he got away. His story contradicts the myth that Washington enslaved people were content. They wasn't content with this guy. He was a fucking all you gotta do is look up Washington and things that he did to the to the Israelites. And these people are Israelites, all right? They're Israelite slaves, captives here in Babylon, all right? So this is number 3. It says William Billy Lee, all right? Washington's personal valet, goddamn, Washington's personal valet and body servant accompanied him throughout the Revolutionary War. And now you look at this guy, George Washington's teeth. He had like horse teeth in his mouth. He had slave teeth, Israelites' teeth in his mouth. Because all we are is experiments to these people, man. Always been like that. It's going to continue to be like that until YAHAWAH Shem Shah comes to deliver us, man. All right. It says the only enslaved person freed outright in Washington's will later lived as a free man in Mount Vernon. So he probably was a sellout. You got Joe Joseph. All right. Joseph, Yahweh Sop in the Hebrew. Enslaved worker at Mount Vernon, escaped during the Revolutionary War and joined the British. And that's around the time Paul Revere talking about the British and coming all that cool shit. But it says, believed to have died during the conflict. One of the many who used wartime chaos to seek freedom. All right, guess what? Guess where we at right now in wartime. And this is how you know, because they're trying to remove, they took the mural down. These 9 people that I'm reading about right now. Then I got the scriptures that I'm going to hop into. All right, it says Austin. These are Israelites. It says Austin, enslaved at Mount Vernon, escaped during the Revolutionary War, later recaptured and returned, shows the consistent resistance of enslaved people even under threat. You see that? All right, it says Frank Lee, enslaved labor and butler, brother of Billy Lee. Hold up, where's Billy at? Billy was number 3. All right, so that was his brother. They both were brothers enslaved by this guy, this Edomite Washington. George. Fucking nut. Anyway, it says enslaved laborer and butler, brother of Billy Lee, worked in Washington's household and estate, remained enslaved until Washington's death. All right, so you got Giles, enslaved field laborer, worked on Washington's plantations at Mount Vernon, representative of the majority of enslaved people who did brutal agricultural labor. God damn, now who's the person? Because agriculture, if I'm not mistaken, goes into the food farming and all that, you know? So he was a farmer, man, you know, but he did brutal work, all right? Number 8, it says Paris, enslaved house servant, worked in Washington's household during his presidency. And yo, they're ashamed of what they did. So that's why they're trying to take it down and try to cover up history. Like, oh, we didn't have you in slavery. That's the subtlety of this devil, man. All right. All right. It says subject to Washington's rotating slave system used to invade Pennsylvania's gradual emancipation law. God damn. So he had him on his team. That's I'm telling you, the Gadites was there, man. And they signed all these declarations and all that. The Gadites was there, man. That's why if you look it up, you could, if you're a Gadite or you have some type of Native American blood in you, so to speak, here in Babylon, you could get a check for that, you know? I was talking to people about that. But you don't want that shit, man. Fuck that. You want the Lord to come back and deliver you. That's what you want. That's the real check. This is the last guy. It's Christopher Shields. Shields, it says, enslaved assistant cook, trained under Hercules. And that's crazy because this makes me think about when Joseph was in Egypt and he got thrown into the dungeon, and it was there was 2 people down there with him. It was the cupbearer for the king. I believe it was like a baker or something like that, but they both had dreams. And Joseph broke it down for him and told him. And he told him what's going to happen. He told, to go tell the king or whatever. It just reminded me of that Joseph right there. Slacky. This is it's Christopher Seals, Seals, Sheels. It says enslaved assistant cook, trained under Hercules, served in the presidential house. So like it served in the president's house. It's here in Philadelphia. Later sold by Washington, right? It says illustrates how enslaved people were treated and transferably property. All right. So now you see all this, right? We just read about oh snap. Let's see what Chat GPT says. It says if you want, break this down for from a biblical perspective. So let's see what they say. Snap. All right. Break this down from a biblical perspective. Let's see what happens. See what they do. Hold on. Break this down from a biblical perspective. Now let's see what happens here. All right. Okay. Damn. All right. This is slavery in the Bible. Chattel, slavery in America. It says the Bible does mention servitude, but it condemns the kind of slavery practice. Check this out. It says the Bible does mention servitude, but it condemns the kind of slavery practiced in America, which George Washington, the first president, which George Washington participated in. It says key difference, biblical servitude, usually voluntary debt service. So Jacob, right, when he went to labor for Rachel, right, he labored basically 14 years 21 years, Salakia, because he did the 7, he had to do another 14, then he did another 7. Well, he did 7, 7, and 7. All right, because he got tricked the first time. He got Leah, and when he got Rachel after the 14th year, then he worked another 7 years. All right, so it says damn, hold on, let me find my short real quick. But it has, all right, hold on. So this is how I know. So when they start talking that, hold on, is this it? Hold on. All right. Okay, let's keep going. All right, it says time limited Exodus, all right, 21 and 2. It says Deuteronomy 15 and 12. So like let me grab my sword real fast. Yo, Salakia. So I'm gonna grab the scriptures. All right. Then I still got the scriptures I got lined up. So do it like this. I just want to know about those 9 people. All right. So it says Exodus 21. Call YAHAWAH sorry right there. 21 and 2. All right. This is Exodus chapter 21 and verse number 2, which reads, it says, if thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve. Now, this was Jacob did, we was just talking about. All right, if thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve. And in the seventh, he shall go out free for nothing. So you have to release him. Look how long we've been captives here in Babylon, man. All right, the only one that could redeem us is who? Yahweh, man. Let's go here to Deuteronomy. And these are laws right here, man. All right, which Esau broke them. So, and we do speak Hebrew. That's our language, and we're Israelites. We're Hebrew Israelites. We're not African American. We're not black. None of that cool shit they be talking. We are Hebrew Israelites. All right, by a respectable tribe. All right, so let's go here. Deuteronomy. 15 and what's 12. All right. So Esau in violation. That's why they're trying to take those memorials down. Well, they took the memorial down. And that's it. Yo, here in Philadelphia, that's a major thing, man. Especially the location of it, where it's at. Because George Washington used to live there, man. This is where we at? Deuteronomy 15, I said 12. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 15 and 12, it says, and if thy brother an Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. All right. So check this out. It said, and it told you that George Washington, what? He sold, who was it? Who did he sell? I think it was this guy. Hold on. All right, matter of fact, I switched it up. So put it in there. Oh, no, here we go. Right here. He sold, which one was it? It's here we go. Yep. Christopher Seals. He sold him. I guarantee you that he's a Hebrew Israelite first and foremost. All right, this guy Christopher, but he was sold, and I guarantee you they didn't follow this law, but they're letting him go after the 6th year. Well, 6 years he serves, in the 7th year you release him. Esau don't. These laws are not in him, man. All right, so check this one out. Let's go here to damn. Check this out, George, because Washington, mother effer, and your descendants. Check this out. And that's why they're trying to remove it. Because this scripture right here, damn. This Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. What did they do to us? They took us from where? The western coast of Africa, man. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, you were brought here from the western coast of Africa because you ran there in 70 AD to escape Roman persecution. All right, under the, and who's in power right now? Nero's back in power. DJ Trump. All right, and he's showing you. Damn, it says, check this out. And it says, 2. It says, man stealing is a capital crime in scripture. You see that? Man stealing. You take another man and you steal him. He wasn't sold to you. You stole him. You stole us. All right? Check it out. It says, man stealing is a capital crime in scripture. It says Washington owned people who were bought, sold, inherited, chased when they escaped. Basically, this falls under the man stealing. All right. So you got what? 1 Timothy 9 and 10. Let's get that. Slot. Over 1 Timothy 9, 10. Esau, they're trying to hide their crimes. That's basically what they're doing. by taking that memorial down. Because now it ain't cool because they like, oh man, they see what's happening. Why? Through the words of the prophets, man. All right, through the words of the prophets via these scriptures, because that's where the words of the prophets come from, man. All right, it comes from the scriptures, man. The prophets before us spoke. All right, so they're very well aware so like First Timothy 1 and just bear with me. Here we go. First Timothy 1, 9 and 10. All right. It says, it's First Timothy 1, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless. All right. Who's lawless? Esau. George Washington was a lawless motherfucker, man. You know? And that's why, check it out. Here we go. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless, and disobedient, for the ungodly, and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for man stealers, for men stealers. See, it's right there. For men stealers. That's what slavery is. Well, that's what they did to us, man. And now they're trying to hide those ponds. It says men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. God damn. Esau, you you a heavy violation, you know? And that's why, you know, the Lord is going to do what he's going to do to you. Now, check this out. Now, you notice how the scripture said about, these 9 people, some of them escaped, right? Now, let's go here to Deuteronomy 23 and see what it says about the Esau. You in heavy violation, man. You in heavy violation. But guess what? The Lord got your number. This is Deuteronomy 23. And let's go to 15, verse 15. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and 15, it says, thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant, which is escaped from his master unto thee. Damn. Let's read that again. Thou shalt not deliver, Deuteronomy 23 and 15. It says, thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. And yo, these laws is in us, man. So what did they do? They, like these police and all that. What do they use Jake. And they started the police districts and offices, all that cool shit. So they were slave catchers, man. But they use the people that look like you to take them. You know, that's against the law, man. These are laws that we're reading. That's against the law, the universal laws. All right, the laws is going to stand forever and ever. All right. All right. Back in Deuteronomy 23 and 16, it says, he shall dwell with thee even among you in that place which he shall choose in one of thy gates, where it likeneth him best. Thou shalt not oppress him. So Esau, check it out, man. You're in violation of all that. All right. Check it out. Damn, this joint going in. I want to grab these scriptures before, like, all right. Cause yo, this is beautiful. Yo, that chat GPT, boy, go in. You know, it's a good tool. The water for, you know, Bishop Sakaran, believe, you know, brought it out. But damn. Yeah, hold on. I got this scripture written down. Oh man, kind of. I'm gonna write this one down because yeah. Kind. That's gonna be the last one. See, the best for last. All right, but all that stuff that you know that they trying to hide, the Lord is required for that, man. Okay, so let's you want to hide the fact that you had slaves and all that, and no, we're not like the so-called those everywhere. And they were not like the just say you got some Irish that's Jake, but they always try to compare us to them. So, oh well, they were indentured service. No, they was servitude, man. You chose that shit. All right, that's in the law as well. What was just read. And you treat them fair, man. You don't treat your slaves fucked up. That's what they did. You don't treat no Hebrew slave fucked up, man. You know. But when I came in, Pastor Hart put up a video on how Gad helped and protected Judah during and after city up. Had me stressed out. Yo, Khan, that's right, brother. That's right. They know, man. We brothers, man. At the end of the day. But let's go here. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. All right, and gonna go to 15. Because this is what the Lord requires. So you're trying to hide everything, which we just read it. And ultimately, we're gonna get the verdict for Esau. This is for all you men stealers, all right? Stole men, man. That's crazy. The Lord got your number, I'm telling you. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 15 in the KJV, which says, hold on. Check this out. This is Ecclesiastes 3. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. It says, that which hath been now, and that which is to be hath already been. And the Most High requireth that which is past. So we're speaking about slavery, right? It says that which hath been now, right? All you gotta do. Matter of fact, what's next month? They're going to teach about all type of slavery, how you was a slave and this and that. And they don't forget to bring that up, all right? Because they want to keep you there, But it says that which hath been is now, and that which the slavery is right now. We're in slavery. And that which is to be hath already been. So which is coming, what's coming for you Edomites and you other nations? You're going into slavery, man. That's why you're trying to hide the faith. You can't hide nothing from YAHAWAH Shem outside. Bashem Harachaha Kwadash. All right. It says, in the Most High require of that which is past. All right. So whatever you done, it's required of you, man. All right, so yo, man, y'all better kick our ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You better kick our ass while you got a chance, because it's coming right back to you, man. Shit. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I believe we are at 14 in the NLT. It says, and I know that whatever the Most High does is final. And I know that whatever the Most High does is final, because he's a man of his word. Whatever he says he's going to do, he does it. All right. It says nothing can be added to it or taken from it. The Most High's purpose is that people should fear him. You goddamn right. All right. It says what is happening now has happened before. And what will happen in the future has happened before. Because the Most High makes the same thing happen over and over again. It's what you, but after this captivity for us, we're never going into captivity again. So that when we come in and the kingdom is going to be forever and never. So you can't add on, you can't take away from it. Why? Because the Lord spoke it, man. All right. Let's keep going. Where we at? We want to go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 in the KJV. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 9. Y'all trying to hide? You can't hide what you did, Esau. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, it says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There is no new thing under the sun. So it's basically backing up what we read in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. All right, let's read that again. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. That's why they're trying to hide it, man. I used to go past there all the time, man. I remember working around that area, and it was one time they had it was like a tent, and as I'm telling you, it's a Amalekite museum right there, and it's a lot of history, but you could tell that they're not the people, man. But they had the name Yahawah written in Assyrian Hebrew, that Assyrian Hebrew on like the it was on the I guess their pulpit, but they was talking crazy, man. You know, so they was making a mockery basically, but they had the name written, so they do know the name. You know, but you want to remove what you have done to the Israelites. You can't do that. The Lord requires that of you. All right, and He sees everything that you're doing. I don't care how much you try to take down this and this and that. The Lord is about to take you down out of power, man. All right, Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun, man. So you think you're doing something different, Esau? Out your goddamn mind, man. So let's go ahead. The Revelations. This is what the Lord is. You know you're trying to hide that, man. And the people, then he mentioned the mayor here, Sherelle Parker, which is the nigga woman. Of course they're gonna put her in power at the end, because she's fucking this place up, you know. Matter of fact, she's from the area that I'm sitting in right now, you know. But of course they want to put her bandit shit. Put the nigga woman in control to keep you niggas calm. You know, that's what they do. Put the black woman over you to keep you niggas calm, because that's who y'all fear. Y'all fear the black woman because you ain't fucking men. All right. This is Revelations 13. She's the weaker vessel. All right. But we see all this though. This is Revelations chapter 13 and 10. It says, matter of fact, if any man, let's go to verse 9. Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Who was brought into captivity? The Israelites. Going to what? Deuteronomy 28:68. You know? You was sold, man. No man bought you. And you got that guy, which I just posted that video. I'll probably do it again, but the guy he's major here in Philly now with this Black Panther bullshit. He's a fucking agent, man. You know, and I just saw the video with him in LA, the Bloods and Crips. He doing the same thing, saying the same thing, but just with a different uniform. But now he got a Black Panther uniform on. It's a full of shit, man. Don't fall for these niggas, man. All you trying to do is lead you into that war to get your head blown the fuck off. You know, and it's a lot of niggas that's stupid that's going to follow. All right, but staying on topic, back with George Washington, his bitch ass, and his descendants, because they're all going into slavery. All right, it's Revelations 13 and 10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. With the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, who are the saints? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. That's here in Babylon, America. In your rightful cities, wherever the hell you at, you're a slave, man. And they're trying to remove that. All right, but the Lord requires that, what they're trying to hide, man. All right, so my brother got here, the brother McGon got here. Exodus 25. So I got that written down, brother. It's like, no, I don't. This is Exodus chapter 25 and 14. The brother has, it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. That's right. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahawah, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Quadash. Khan. And that's right, man. When we get them people in the kingdom, you see what they do, and we going to be empowered. So what the hell are they going to say to us, man? We're going to do it righteously, though. All the shit they did to us, man. No, we're going to do it right. We're going to show you how to oppress a people, man. You know, we're going to show you how to oppress a people. That was Ezekiel Salakia. That was Ezekiel 25 and 14. Forgive me, brother had up there Exodus. Forgive us, man. But let's go here to Obadiah. All right. The prophet Obadiah. Esau, listen, man. What they say? What they say? Cause that movie, um, yo, Friday. He's like, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Yo, that's your ass, Esau. Seriously. Yo, this we gonna jump around Obadiah. It's Obadiah. One, you gonna start with 10. All right. Obadiah 1 and 10 says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. And yes, Esau is our brother. All right. From the womb, Genesis 25:25 tells you that. All right. It says, Obadiah 1:10, it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And look, shame is covering them now. That's why you're trying to hide the fact that you had us in slavery. And yo, you don't even want to, like, they don't even want to teach that no more, man. You know? And this is how you know that you at the end. They've been teaching this in school since I was in school. I'm a dinosaur now. It's like, but they've been teaching this in school since I've been in school. Now all of a sudden, we at the end, they want to remove it. Nah, dog, you can't do that. The Lord's coming for you, man. All right, so let's go to 18. Jump down to verse 18. Because it's the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord and the future. I like that. All right, this is Obadiah 1:18. Esau, this is your what's the name? Obadiah 1:18 says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire. This is your future, Esau, for what you're trying to hide, all right? And this is after you serve your 1,000 years of slavery, you'll build up our kingdom. After we use you, we don't need you anymore. So the Lord said, get rid of you. Spark the barbecue grill. We're going to have barbecue, Esau. It's like, but we ain't eating you. You're just getting cooked. All right. So Obadiah 1:18, it says, and the house of Jacob shall be for a fire, in the house of Joseph, YAHAWAH, a flame. That's the northern and southern kingdom. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. And that's why they really want to do away with us so bad, because they know this prophecy, man. For Yahawah hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mountain of Esau, the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. All right. It says, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is now Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. And the survivors shall come up on the Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahawah's. All right, kingdom shall be Yahawah's. So Esau, look, man, you got a crazy judgment. I see why you trying to hide everything, but you can't hide anything. Let's go ahead to Ezekiel, the book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 35. All right, and where we at? 5. The book of the prophet Ezekiel 35:5, going to 6, 5 and 6. All right. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. And that's just right now. Yo, we about to go into Jacob's trouble. We here. We had man, it's going down right now. How about that? It's going down. And it's going to only get worse. All right. It says, in the time the Lord is doing that, so he's sick of this kingdom. It's ran its course. So guess what? The Lord is about to tear it down, man. All right. It says, in the time that their iniquity had an end, therefore, as I live, saith Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Seeth thou hast not hated blood, and even blood shall pursue thee. And all you gotta do is look at, I should have asked ChatGPT, but they did a whole bunch of wicked things to us in slavery, man. Talking about breaking your teeth out, selling you uh, uh, using your skin to make leather jackets, clothes, uh, um, couches, putting your hair in there for pillow. Like, oh, yo, man, the things that they have done to us, it says double to them. So, yo, you think we ain't gonna have no Edomite skin shoes? I don't even want to wear them shits because you don't want that shit on you, man. But seriously, though, we gonna really oppress the shit out y'all, man. All right? We're gonna oppress the shit out y'all. Thus say if Yahawah see me outside, by Hashem Arachak with that. So everything you try to hide, you can't hide it, my man. Esau, you can't hide Nathan. All right, so let's go here. Genesis. That's how you know, right? Let's go to Genesis. Take it back to the beginning. From the top, from the tippy. This is how you know y'all going to service, man. All right. I don't give a damn what y'all got right now because it's your gift. You know, it was your blessing. So, yo, you better, hey, enjoy it, man. Because when our time come, it's coming. We're going to do it right. All right, this is Genesis chapter 25 and 23. It says, and Yahawah said unto her, this is going into when she was with child. All right. Rebecca was with child. Okay. It says, and Yahawah said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated. And that's what the whole story is about, from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. See that? And the elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Oh, shit. Ding! It was Esau. How about that? Let's read it. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. So Esau, that's you, that's your people, that's your forefather, right? Esau. Right? This was his birth. So all y'all descendants is going to captivity. So keep trying to hide this stuff down there on Fifth Street. It doesn't matter. On Fifth and Market, in that area, that's where y'all signed a declaration where they had this what was that? The presidential debate last, or the year before last with Kamala Harris and DJ Trump, which nobody could get in there because I worked it that day. So I know. I was there firsthand. All right. But hey, man, they wouldn't let nobody in there. But let's go here. Malachi 1. It's my God. The book of the prophet Malachi, chapter 1. I'm going to go to verse 2. Matter of fact, let's take it from the top. So the Most High's love for Jacob, God's love for Jacob. It says the burden of the word of Yahawah to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahawah, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahawah? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Check it out. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahawah of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahawah hath indignation forever. 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 All right? There's no getting around that. So you trying to hide this and this. Yo, bro, that shit ain't going to work, man. You already doomed. You're condemned, man. All right? How they say, what's that movie? You're marked for death, Esau. Okay? And you know it. The ones sitting in them buildings, the higher ups, they know exactly what's going on, man. All they doing is that Roman shit, bread and circus. They keeping y'all niggas dumbed down. And y'all love it. And that's why you go and get what you get. I'm gonna end it on this, and I'm gonna show you the video again for the ones that ain't see it from the beginning. This is a real short, John, just to show you what I'm talking about. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 14. All right. I'm gonna read this one in both the NLT and the KJV, but I'm gonna read it in the KJV first. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 14. Matter of fact, start at verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Esau, you're going to keep them in the kingdom because that's going to be the universal law. It's already the law of the land. It just has to be established again, all right, forever, with your little bullshit ass laws y'all got that don't even make no goddamn sense. And y'all in violation of all the laws. So that's why you're going into slavery, because the laws were given to us. Shalaki, the law, statutes, and commandments were given to Israel at Mount Sinai. And Sinai means the mountain sin. All right. The Lord gave us a way to be able to deal with this sin, man. He gave us a blueprint of how to conduct ourselves amongst other nations. That's what makes us greater than other nations, because the Lord gave us the blueprint. He gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. He chose us. We didn't choose him. That's why the other nations are angry. But you still got to sit down and bow down and worship him. Right? Check it out. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Let's get that in the NLT. God damn. Y'all I ain't playing, man. All right, so this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 13 in the NLT. It says, that's the whole story. Here now is my final conclusion. Fear the Most High, God, and obey his commands. For this is everyone's duty. See that? For this is everyone's duty. Nobody can go against his will, man. All right, it says, the Most High will judge us for everything we do, including every secret thing, whether good or bad. All right, so Esau, the jig is up, buddy. All right, the jig is up, buddy. Esau, look, I'm gonna play this video again. I'm gonna get up out of here. Lord's willing, like I said, Lord's willing, this was edifying. You know, this is just crazy, man. Esau tripping. You know, they think that they could do something. Here goes the video one more time.
Developing right here and right now tonight, an independence mall. A piece of Philadelphia history was removed this afternoon by the federal government. Crews dismantled plaques telling the stories of the 9 enslaved people who lived in the president's house and were owned by President George Washington. Last year, President Trump ordered National Park staff to flag any displays that might be seen as disparaging to America's past. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker says the city is conducting a legal review of this tonight. An attorney who advocated for those plaques in 2010 called the removal, quote, outrageous and blatantly racist.
See that? They said outrageous and blatantly racist. So now they mention Sherelle Parker. Like I said, she's a nigga woman, man. But anyway, that was it. So Lord's willing, this is edifying. You got something out of it. About to hop on this next video, going to the Hebrew. All right, so with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaRachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Until the next lesson, I'm saying Mawafa Bible Ball and Kwam Yasharala. Shalom. Stay up. We almost home.